I take my chopsticks with me wherever I go. You never know. There might be dumplings somewhere. And you thought only Chinese made dumplings? Even Indians do it. Let me show you that thing. I knew you didn't know that. I knew it. So let me take you to the land of contrast. Millions of years ago, not millions, maybe a couple of hundred, when the Mongolians came to India, they came along with their own cuisine and food. But the Indians said, not enough chili, not sweet enough. And then they started adding their own stuff and they came up with this delicious dumplings, Indian style. It's called pitha. And it's not going to be me who's going to cook the thing for you. I've got a better cook.
नमस्ते, मैं आप लोगों को चावल के आटा से मोमो बनाने के लिए सिखाती हूँ। इसको हम लोग पिट्ठा बोलते हैं। इसको नमकीन भी बनाया जा सकता है और मीठा भी बनाया जा सकता है। इसमें अलग अलग सब्जियाँ भी डाल सकती हैं। आप इसको खाकर मेरे बेटे जैसा शैतान हो जाएंगे। कौन करेगा?
So she literally said that if you eat this, you'll become a monster like me. Yes, you will not be able to stop eating and you will be an eating monster. This is a sweet dumpling and usually it's made in India during the spring festivals. It comes from Bihar. So there are two types of filling we are going to use in this. One will be sesame and the other one will be with coconut. And we'll make it sweet with the use of jaggery. We will roast some sesame seeds. I'm not going to tell you how much time it will be roasted for. It depends on your sesame seed and on the pan until it's slightly brown. Then lower the flame and start adding jaggery. If you don't have jaggery that's in grated form, then grate it manually and you will have it. We are not going to add any water or any oil here. We're just going to cook it on a very low flame, and this will make sure that the jaggery is not burning or it's not giving you some unpleasant flavor or smell. And slowly, maybe in a couple of minutes, you will see that the jaggery and sesame seeds have blended in together very nicely. Now we'll set that aside and we'll prepare the next filling. The next filling is with coconut. So we are going to add some coconut, grated dry coconut. If you don't have grated dry coconut and you're lucky enough to have fresh coconut, you can also do it with that. Just roast the coconut until it's slightly brown. We are not going to make it very brown, then it will give you a very unpleasant taste. And to it, we will add the jaggery. The jaggery that you will add will depend on how much sweet you want it to be. If you don't want it to be too sweet, don't have to add too much of it. Remember that this is only for adding some sweetness. It's not going to be made into balls, so we don't want it to become like a binding agent. So we are going to add it at a minimum. My mom loves me too much, so she always loves to add a little bit more jaggery. She says it's good for you. Because we have added the jaggery, so once the fillings are cool, we'll crush them, bring it back to its powdered consistency. Now is the time to make the dough to make the dumpling. And it's very simple. We'll take 1 cup of rice flour, 2 cups of water, bring the water to boil and add the rice flour slowly while stirring it. We have also made a rice flour flatbread recipe, which is using the same dough and the process is exactly the same. You might like to check that out. It's really wonderful actually. So we keep stirring it to make sure that there are no lumps formed. And this is a rough way of doing it. Now we have to get to the finished part of it. So we'll take the dough out that we have just mixed, allow it to cool a little bit so that your hand doesn't burn, and this dough remains warm for a long time, so make sure you soak your hands with some cold water and start kneading the dough. The more you knead it, the more elastic the dough becomes, the less will it stick to your hands. Now we'll make a nice big roll out of the dough and pluck some equal sized balls, and this will ensure that all our dumplings are of same size. It's not like someone gets a bigger one and somebody gets a smaller one. You might have a fight on the table. We'll use some dried rice flour and we'll make a smooth ball out of it. And then slowly transform that ball into a cup. And this is a very simple technique. It's not as hard as it looks. Once you have the cup, add a few spoons of the filling. Push it in with your thumb and then start closing it with your hands. Pinching it between your fingers, it kind of gives it a very easy way to close the ball. Because you're going to steam it, it might open up, so make sure that it's closed well. You can be very creative with your designs. We're going to add some hot water to a pan which is on the stove. We need to steam the dumplings that we have just made. We'll steam it for about 10 minutes on a high flame. Make sure you cover it, and both the fillings that you're going to use will be cooked in the same way. If you want to make the savory filling instead, you can just boil some potato, add some spices to it, or none if you don't like, and use the same method practically to make the same dumpling. And here your dumplings are ready.